My name is Durotoye, and I'm the current CEO of House of Tara. House of Tara is an indigenous beauty company with 3 business units. We have the makeup school, we have a chain of retail stores across the country, and then we also have a chain of training centers where people who want to build a career as makeup artists can learn the skills and also the technical know-how that is required for running a small business. Currently, we have 11 branches. We're in Kano, we're in Kaduna, we're in Ilorin, Port Harcourt, Benin. We have 5 branches in Lagos and Ibadan as well. We're looking to open next in Uyo and in Enugu as well. To get to this stage where we are, financing has been a significant part of that growth process. Yes, we have a healthy business in terms of a healthy cash flow, but at a point when we wanted to grow beyond this level, we needed an influx of financing to be able to take the business to the next level. A lot of banks at that time were very reluctant to finance our business because they didn't understand the business model. It was a new business in Nigeria also at the time when I started, so we'd say we're pioneering as well. And because we're pioneers, it was difficult for them to understand. Our account officers didn't know, what it means to sell your own brand of makeup when it's not an international brand. Why would anybody want to buy it? Why would people pay to have their makeup done when they could do their makeup themselves? What is it? And they didn't understand, so it became difficult for them to finance. And at that stage, we had to think of creative ways to grow organically. And to be able to grow organically was for us to say, what are the things? We don't have financing from the banks. We don't have that sort of support. I didn't even understand what angel investors meant and what their roles could be at that time. I didn't understand what it meant to be able to borrow money with, even if it wasn't from the bank, at high interest rates just to be able to finance what you required. But I would say that one of the things that I did was to say, look within, because I always believe you have enough to start from where you are. We want to start a product line, okay? But we don't have enough money to start the product line. What can we do? And here it was, I had the opportunity to negotiate with my suppliers. And so in a sense, the suppliers financed our production. So yes, we had a certain amount of money in terms of deposit to give to them to start the production, but we didn't have enough money for them to finish production. And at the time it was finished, the supplier said to me, I'm willing to give you the product. And that doesn't always happen. I would also say that there's a factor of the grace of God with it and favor. But that's an opportunity that we explored. And I'm grateful that we showed ourselves to be people of integrity, such that when they gave us those goods, we sold and we paid as we went along. So yes, we didn't get the financing from the bank. We were able to grow internally. That's what I mean by growing organically. But as we grew also, we kept our books. We knew what our gross profit margins were. We knew what our net margins were. We knew what our turnover was. We knew the areas where we were making money and areas where we were not making money. We also knew that we could expand our product line and therefore grow in expanding the product line, and also know that we could grow, and we understood the business to the extent. So when we had the opportunity of meeting the MD of a bank, who now gave us the first opportunity to get financing, it was easier for us to sell the story. Yes, the story was inspirational, but we also had our facts and our figures to support what it was that we desired. And that was where we got our first breakthrough in terms of financing from the banks. I was very excited for our company to become to be the official makeup company for their Rise Fashion Week, which for us is our own New York Fashion Week, the equivalent of our New York Fashion Week or London Fashion Week. For us, it was a great privilege. The impact on even the morale of our staff, money can't buy it. It was very exciting. But I think that one of the reasons why House of Tara was chosen was because, one, we have a makeup brand that is a product that is for the woman of color, is a product that is made for the African woman. And Arise is all about Africa, it's all about promoting Africa. 1, 2, we have a strong team of makeup artists, qualified makeup artists, who could do the numbers. So yes, they were going to have 77 shows, they were going to have over 60 models per day over a 7-day period. They needed a company that not only had the skill, but also had the manpower. And for us, yes, it was a privilege to get that opportunity, but we didn't know at the time that House of Tara will have this opportunity to do the makeup, but we're just building our company, we're just building our people. We're very focused on, in our core values, one of our core values is building professionalism. So when you see a House of Tara team of people working, there's a difference in how we deliver our service, because that's just the core, the ethos of the business. And it was very rewarding to see that we were being rewarded with a rise because of that. One. Two, it was also a good opportunity for us to, for the first time, step out internationally, because it was for the first time we got international platforms where we could tell the story of House of Tara because of our rise. We're on the New York Times, we're interviewed by different journalists from several of these international platforms. Also bearing in mind that House of Tara, it was also the eve of our international launch. And so it just tied everything together. But has it always been that? It hasn't always been that our story will be the story of a Nigerian brand that is becoming international, or a Nigerian brand that is seen as a business that can do the numbers, whether it's in over 60 models, over 7 days, 77 shows. House of Tara hasn't always been like that. It was one person, myself, carrying one makeup box that cost me 15,000 naira to buy the product and feel and go from house to house doing makeup for people who are getting married. And of course, at the time where I was doing the makeup for the bride, I didn't know that I was going to get the opportunity one day to sit with the publisher of the big This Day newspaper and the founder of the Arise show. But at the time, I didn't know. I was young. I was in my 21, 22. But I did it, and I did it consistently. And that's one of the things that you get when you are out there doing your work. You just do not know how much people are watching you and how far it's going to take you. So you're taking your little box of 15,000 naira, you're going to a bride's house, you're doing makeup, and you're doing it consistently. Brand awareness is being developed every time that you show up. Every time you show up, another brand is being developed, and consistently over years. So 15 years after, we get this opportunity. It's not 2 years after, it's not 1 year after, it wasn't even 5 years after. 15 years after, we get the opportunity to be this. But it took one person and doing that. And in going from house to house doing bridal jobs, I still didn't know at that time that I was going to build the House of Tara that's become nationwide with 11 branches across the country, or a company that will become international. The vision began to evolve as I went along. So sometimes it's not that you know what you're going to do, you know the entire picture. For a lot of young people today, they probably know what the picture of their future is, but I didn't. I thought I was going to become a lawyer. I thought I was going to have my own practice. But I'm happy today that my story sounds exciting. I'm sure if I was a lawyer, it may not have been exciting as it is today. I created the makeup line, and yes, I wanted to sell the products. And I didn't want to be the only one to sell the product. But I also realized that one of the things I'm most passionate about is empowerment. And what I decided to do was to have a model where young ladies in university campuses could buy the product at a very good price, make good margins on it, and find, especially young girls who love makeup, who just enjoy doing makeup, and Nigerians were generally very fashionable. So out of 10 girls, you'd find 7 of them who were interested in makeup. And it now became a business model. It became a smart business idea later on, but it wasn't the intention. But I'm happy to see that we've, recruited over 3,000 ladies all across the country who've either sold at some point or are still selling the Tara product now. And for me, the joy of it is having all these daughters of House of Tara across the country. What is exciting also about the product line, apart from the marketing model, is also the products themselves, and it's what makes us unique. So you'd have your standard international brands that are being sold in Nigeria, but you don't have a brand that promotes Nigerian language. From the Adumadan powder to our Okpeke foundation, to our Fura lipstick, or to our Efunsetan lip gloss. And each word not only describes, it's not only an indigenous word, but most of the time it has a story behind it. So we have an entire range about female leaders, traditional leaders, whether it's Madam Tinubu, who was a great warrior and queen mother in Lagos. Or it could be Queen Idia of Benin, or Efunsetan of Ibadan. And so we promote our language and we also promote our culture. And for me, it's exciting to be able to one day walk into Harrods or Selfridges and see our product line and somebody ask a question, what is Efunsetan? And you'd have to, as an attendant, explain to them the culture, the language. And today, we know about Mona Lisa, not because it's part of our language, it's because somebody has taught us about Mona Lisa. And I look forward to a time where in France, you would have to tell the Nigerian story through the Tara product. I think that one of the most challenging seasons is building structure, but also sustaining the structure. To be able to move further, one has to first of all have to take a step back and make the foundation more solid. And so we've invested a lot of time and effort in recruiting a certain standard of employees, back end, people you don't see who are not makeup artists, but they're either in operations, they're in HR, they're in finance, helping the business to be solidified so that we can take House of Tara out of the nationality, or making it beyond a national brand to becoming a regional brand in West Africa, and then becoming an African brand, and of course, becoming an international brand. And that's the future.